California has, they're getting very, very close to this. They have, apparently there's a surplus there. And they are going to be, as they deal with their budget bill, they're going to be reinstituting the mandate. That used to be a federal mandate. And what it's going to mean is if you do not have health insurance, you have to pay a tax. However, there is an agreement, a family of 4 earning more than $150,000 and under it will also receive subsidies, will receive about $100 a month from the government for their monthly health insurance premium bills. It's not going to make a huge dent because premium bills for a family of 4 can be $1,700 a month up to, but it's something. And it will also extend California's Medicaid program to undocumented immigrants between the ages of 19 and 25. So younger folks, albeit cheaper to cover than older folks. It'll be nice to get older folks in there, but this is ambitious for a state to do. It's covering this. And it's one of those things where Fox and Friends covers this story by trying to demonize immigrants. And then what was the other couple of things? Oh, this also was, they had the same problem with the billionaire who gave the money to the Howard class of 2019 when they started, ruminating. They were trying again.
It was Morehouse, I think.
It was again to stoke, maybe it was Morehouse. They were trying to stoke sort of like white nationalist fervor. And they were trying to do it by talking about how this guy was like, he got bused to a white school. And that's what gave him all his opportunities. And trying to promote how whites are obviously clearly better than non-whites. But in fact, actually promoting busing.
Because of the schools.
Because of the schools. And here is they're trying to sort of demonize immigrants and work up, folks in a lather. Like your tax dollars are going to go to supporting health care for 20-year-old undocumented immigrants who obviously clearly came here before they were, old enough, before they were adults. And then they sort of slip off the rails a little bit and get sucked down the drain of like imagining a better America and don't really realize that they've just presented a vision that none of them would ever endorse.
So let's see if momentum can get back behind
you. If you are one of these migrants, they're getting word, go to California because you'll get free health care benefits. They're going to vote. The legislature is going to vote this week. They are pushing free health care for these illegal aliens or illegal immigrants, ages 19 to 25, low income adults. It's going to cost $98 million to cover about 90,000 illegal immigrants.
Is that where you want your taxpayer dollars going, to people that snuck in here illegally, are milking the system, and now they get additional
help and aid.
I guess they get additional benefits from sneaking into California. Well, and how do you feel right now if you're doing it the right way? You're driving a cab, you're wearing a green card, you have a green card, you work in a factory, you have a green card, you're hoping to play it right, you're paying all the fees, you're studying for the test, and all of a sudden these people that sneak in now get jobs, they can't be detained, ICE is pushed back, and now they get free dental, health care, they get checkups, maybe they're going to get free physicals, they can play on their local sports teams. If you show up at a school, you get free education. What a great country.
Well, yes.
Pause it for 1 second. First off, if that guy driving the cab, filling out the forms and this and that, lives in California and is also low income, guess what? He's eligible too. And he also can go get free education. You started to catch on. This is what makes a great country. The ability to access all these things and not have to worry about them. In fact, it sounds like in that scenario, the country would be even greater if you didn't have to fill out all those forms. And frankly, even drive that cab. They're on to something. Kilmeade, I feel like, is on the precipice.
Oh, yeah.
One day he's going to wake up and go like, oh my God, it's been right in front of me this whole time.
Comrade Kilmeade.
Take another run at it.
As the kids say, this but unironically.
Jobs, they can't be detained. ICE is pushed back, and now they get free dental, health care, they get checkups. Maybe they're going to get free physicals. They can play on their local sports teams. If you show up at a school, you get free education. What a great country.
Well, California is a sanctuary state. And so they know, if you're living in a sanctuary state, you know that when migrants do go to our emergency rooms, they wind up getting the health care anyway. The state of California is just figuring out, okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull the trigger and we're going to pay for this out of our state legislature to the tune of almost $100 million.
So in other words, yes, when they go to an emergency room with something that could have easily been treated had they had health insurance and weren't afraid to use that health insurance, they get treated and it costs thousands of dollars, and the state ends up paying for it anyways.
They're so halting when they're talking about it. Like, all of them are sort of stuttering over themselves, and they don't quite know where safety is.
They can't figure out exactly, wait a second, are we supposed to make California sound horrible for this? Are we supposed to be happy that they're stuck with this? Are we supposed to make this sound like a hellscape?
Their kids might be on your little league team.
Well, that was funny, was that they made it sound like a progressive utopia and an obvious moral decision. And then Kilmeade tagged it by making what sounded to me like a very sound, basically technocratic argument of well, the money's getting shipped out anyways, and it's actually pretty inefficient. So we probably should just have a public policy set up so that it's actually accounted for in a budget instead of just randomly shocking the hospital system every day. It's oh, that's a lot less high-minded and sort of moral, but actually that also sounds to me like another very sound argument.
And it reminds me of the thing in the last 2 years that sort of radicalized me more than anything, which was when I was in France and the person I was with got sick and we went to the hospital. We're there for half a day getting IVs and tests and stuff. And then when we walked out, they're like, oh no, your money's no good here. Just go ahead. We got you on this. And it was amazing. It was a very bizarre experience.
Yeah, you'd want to live in a country like that?